Here's a quick, easy, cheap, and hopefully fun way to make a wooden guitar stand. You can make them different sizes for whatever instrument, guitar, bass, cello, violin, whatever the case. You start with a basic H-shaped base. This piece of scrap wood is plenty wide enough for an electric guitar, but I want to use this stand for electric, acoustic, bass, or whatever, and to be really stable. So I'm going to make it a little wider. I found these pieces of scrap wood and I can just glue them together instead of sawing a new piece. It's almost like it's glued already in like 10 seconds. But I'll clamp it anyway. Find a screw that's long enough to get through the 2x4. Get the right drill bit. Make 2 holes diagonally. I don't have pre-cut scrap wood for the side pieces, so I need 2 pieces, each a foot long. I want the back to be about 32 inches. So now we've got all the basic pieces. Throw in some cork for padding, and it doesn't look like much now, but I think throw a coat of paint on there and it could look somewhat better. To make sure there's no splinters or rough edges anywhere. It's much better to sand it down before you assemble it, but I think it's easier to paint it after it's assembled. Next, I've marked the exact middle of the crossbar of the H base, so I can line it up with the exact middle of the upright piece. You can see where to line it up, glue it and clamp it and make some final adjustments to make it perfectly straight. You can probably eyeball it up to a right angle, but I have this bubble level here. Make a little adjustment. Coming together quite nicely. Next thing to do, put the sides on. You want to make sure that you have the upright piece leaning back ever so slightly, because you're going to put the guitar down and let it lean back on the upright. Just about 5 or 10 degrees should be fine. Make some guide marks to tell me where to put the screw holes. It doesn't really need glue, but a little bit won't hurt. And the other side. Now it's starting to look like the finished product a little bit. Line it up with the vise and get the cork split in half. This is actually foam cork. It lines up perfectly with this piece of wood. Okay, it's looking good. For the padding on the bottom, I took a piece of this cork board. I just cut 2 strips and glued them on there. This will help protect the guitar and keep it from slipping. The only thing left to do now is to paint it and put a safety strap on the top. The safety strap is just 2 strips of Velcro. Line it up, press it in. You can use pliers if necessary. That would be the last step, except I've decided to cut up the rubber wiper from a windshield wiper blade, and I want to glue it to the front of the upright so that the same stand will work ideally for acoustic, electric, bass, or miniature sized classical. A little bit of wood glue should work just fine for this. I'm all finished with the guitar stand now. It's pretty light and strong and very functional. Came out great in every way. It's perfect for electric. It has a nice safety strap. And it's actually pretty firm on the bass as far as guitar stands go. It's great for acoustic too. Especially because I put the rubber strips on the back. Good size for the classical guitar too. You know, and like most guitar stands, it works great for a bass too. The only thing it can't do is hold this applause style guitar. It pretty much works just fine, but I worry about the round bottom falling out here. So if I was going to custom make a stand for this guitar, I could just make the legs come out a few inches longer. Except, I don't know, maybe I want to add some little feet. I don't know, what else do I need to do? Nah, it's done.